welcome back to my channel. Today is the day I finally got my hands on the cream blushes and cream bronzers from Fenty. As you guys know, they just launched and they were supposed to be here Tuesday, and it's just been kind of a crazy week, but my post office was nice enough to let me pick them up today from the post office. They were actually supposed to be delivered tomorrow. So you all know that I've been very excited about these products launching for many reasons, but number one, I really love cream products. I was originally only gonna buy like maybe 2 shades of the blushes and 1 bronzer, but Magic Links was kind enough to reach out to me and offered me a gift card, a Sephora gift card, and said you can buy whatever you want. And so that was very nice of them, and I decided to use that money to buy more of the shades so that I could review and try on more shades so you guys could have a little bit more of a variety. And I really appreciate Magic Links for sending me that gift card, allowing me to buy more shades just so that I could have it for reviewing purposes. So thank you, Magic Links, for that amazing gift card. Also, you know, right now with the sale going on, I was able to get the 20% off with my Rouge account. So it actually ended up working out really well financially, which is always a blessing. So let me break it down how I'm going to structure this review. There's going to be several different parts to it. I will leave timestamps in the description box down below in case it's, you know, you want to skip some parts. But we're going to first get into the price breakdown. So I wanted to compare the bronzers and the blushes to some of the other cream bronzers and blushes out on the market so that you guys really know what you're getting. You know that I do love to do price breakdowns. I was not surprised how small these were. I know there's been a lot of speculation about, oh my gosh, because they look bigger in images. When these first popped up on Sephora and I saw how much was in there, I knew they were going to be small because I love my Honest Beauty. You guys know I love this new formula from Honest Beauty. This is the Cream Cheek Blush. I love this. This one's in the shade Coral Peach. You guys know I've been obsessed with it since, I think it was Tati that was kind of the one that talked me into buying it, I think. But ever since I bought this, I've just absolutely loved it. But this is smaller too. And this is actually the exact same size as the one from Fenty. So it's exactly the same. Smaller packaging, but the actual size of the product is exactly the same. So I knew they were going to be small, and I think everybody was really surprised how small they were. So in the video, I want to price break it down so you guys know exactly how much you're paying per gram compared to some of the other brands on the market, high and low end, so you guys can get an idea. I do think these are pretty overpriced for what they are. I'm just going to say that out loud now. But then we're going to move into me applying them on my face. I ordered 2 different bronzers because I didn't know what color was going to work with my skin. So I ordered the shade Hunnie Glaze, which is a really warm toned type of bronzer. The color is really pretty. And then I also ordered the shade Teddy. Teddy is a little bit darker, has a little bit of a cool tone, but still pretty warm. So I tried them on with no other makeup but the foundation, so you guys can see how it blends. Then I wiped this part of my face off and we moved into the blushes. And I try each one of the blushes on, tried these 2 on, wiped off this side of my face, and then tried these 2 on and wiped it off. So I wanted you guys to see what these actually look like on the skin. Then for the final try on, I went ahead and used both of the products as I would applying a full face of makeup. Then I also did do them on my eyes. I put the cream bronzer in my crease, and then I put one of the shades on the lid because I kind of want to see how they'll wear on the eyes as well. So then once we get through the try on portion of the video, I will get to the swatches. I will have all the images so you guys can see what the swatches look like, and then I will get into my final thoughts at the end. So let's start with the price breakdown portion of the video. So let's start with the cream bronzers. So these retail for $32. And they are 0.22 ounces, which is 6.23 grams. That makes it $5.14 per gram. So you're paying just over $5 per gram for the bronzer, for the cream bronzer. I wanted to compare it to the new Tarte Sea Breezy cream bronzers. They retail for $29, and you get just over a half of an ounce, which is 16 grams. That makes it $1.81 per gram. So the new Tarte cream bronzers are way less than the one from Fenty, if you guys notice that. The Fenty was just over $5. It was $5.14. Then we have the RMS Purity bronzers, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know. They retail for $28. You get 0.20 ounces, which is 6 milliliters. That makes them $4.67 per gram. So they are actually cheaper than the one from Fenty. So then I wanted to kind of up it, and I wanted to compare it to the Tom Ford. So as we all know, Tom Ford has the Shade and Illuminate. Now, full disclosure about the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, it is a duo bronzer, half illuminating and half of the shading of the bronzer. So keep that in mind. It's not a full bronzer. It's not like the full thing is just a bronzer, but I wanted to compare it just for the sake of the video. So the Shade and Illuminates from Tom Ford are $88 for the 2 shades. You get 0.49 ounces worth of product, which is 14 grams. That makes it $6.29 per gram. So no matter how you do it, even if you divide all of those numbers into 2, you're going to come out with the same number anyway. The Fenty bronzers are about a little over $1 less per gram than the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. So as you can see, they're a little bit overpriced. I love the matte bronzers from Fenty. They're some of my favorite formula. One of my favorite formulas. I love them to the moon and back. So that's why I was really, really excited. I knew that these were pretty pricey for how much you get and, you know, all of that, but because I love the bronzer so much, I was really curious how the cream bronzer would perform. We're going to get into that in just a minute. So let's move on to the price comparisons of the actual blushes. So these blushes retail for $20. This is the shade Summertime Wine. You get 0.10 ounces, which is 3 grams worth of product. That makes them $6.67 per gram. So yes, they're very expensive, very expensive. Let's compare it to the Natasha Denona. The Duo from Natasha Denona, it retails for $38 and you get 0.5 ounces, which is 14 grams of product. It makes it $2.71 per gram. These are $6.67 per gram. P.S. So then we have the new Tower 28 Beauty. These launched on the Sephora website. They're sold out right now. People seem to be loving them. This is their cream blush. This retails for $20. You get 0.158 ounces, which is 4.5 grams. That makes them $4.44 per gram. Again, Fenty is $6.67 per gram. So then we move on to Kosas. They have a color and light, and those are also a duo. Those retail for $34. You get 0.32 ounces, which is 9 grams worth of product. That makes them $3.78 per gram. We have these from Lila B. This blew my mind. I knew they were really ridiculously overpriced, and I've heard really good things about the formula, but I knew they were expensive. So these are their lip and cheek cream product. It retails for $46. You get 0.08 ounces, which is 2.2 grams, you guys. 2.2 grams. That makes it $20.90 per gram. Get the hell out of here with that crap. No, that's way overpriced. Way overpriced. So then I wanted to finally compare it to the Honest Beauty, which the only reason why I chose this one, I know it's drugstore, but you guys know how much I love this formula. This is $12.99. You get 0.10 ounces, which is 3.6 grams, exactly the same size as the Fenty. These are $3.61 per gram. So they're about half the price of the ones from Fenty. So keep all of that in mind. That's the price breakdown on them. I feel like when you're buying stuff like this, it's good to have a good buying, educating decision. I've been very excited about these because I do love cream products, but these are kind of overpriced based on what I'm seeing, what's out on the market. Even brands that are in the same price category with Fenty, these do seem pretty overpriced for how much you get. So that's it for the price breakdown. Let's go ahead and jump into the try on portion of the video. I'm going to try them all on, try each color on so you guys can see what they look like. Then we'll get into the swatches, and then I will see you guys all in my final thoughts. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so I have 2 bronzers here. I'm gonna do one on each side so you guys can see what the shades are. Packaging is pretty. I just hate the fingerprints, but it is what it is. This one is Hunnie Glaze and this is Teddy. I'm gonna put Hunnie Glaze on this side. So I'm just gonna use my Repher, I don't know what the number is. This is the prototype. This is the Repher number 17. I have 2 brushes. Okay, that blends really good. It's definitely warm. It's a warm tone, which is fine. Look at that. Like it blends right in. It doesn't have any muddiness. I have a burn mark right there, so just ignore that. I burnt myself with a curling iron the other day. Ugh. Okay, so right away, the texture of these are very creamy. They're really creamy, but they blend in really easily. And I feel like they're very easy to use is kind of my opinion on these. So I have 2 of these brushes. So this is the one I just used. I'm going to use another brush and I'm going to go into Teddy. So I screwed that up. Do you see what I just did? I brought it down too far. Okay, very easy to blend, you guys. Like, very easy. I would say these are definitely more bronzer than contour. So I know that there was a lot of us out there that were kind of hoping that maybe these would be more of a contour slash bronzer. For me personally, I like my contour to be more of a cool tone, and then I like to use a warm tone bronzer to warm up the face, and it kind of equals out. That's just me personally. But if you prefer a warmer contour product, these will totally work for contouring. It just depends on the tone. When I use the matchsticks, they almost blend away after a while. Or if I go over top of my face with powder, they disappear. So that's the only thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to this formula. So we're gonna grab just a little bit of powder and I'm gonna go over top of these and see if they disappear. Okay, so they kind of did disappear. Just a little bit. They did. I mean, they kind of, you can kind of see them, but you can't. So yeah, that's going to be kind of an issue. So let's go in a little bit darker and see if it's something that you just have to apply quite a bit of. And then I'm going to take my sponge and just kind of blend it out. About these is they blend beautifully. Like they blend out so easily. But again, I don't want them blending away or fading away too quickly. So I'm going to go over with a little bit of powder. Okay, so it's still there, just a little bit of a hint, which is probably good for some of you. You know, I'll address more of that in my final thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off this portion of my makeup so that I can start testing out the blushes, and I will be right back. I wanted to apply the blushes alone and not on top of the cream bronzers, so you guys could see what the colors look like on my skin tone without anything on it but foundation. So I have 4 shades here. I have Fuego Flush, which is kind of like a really orangey type of shade. It looked kind of peachy, but it is a little orangey. And then I have Petal Poppin, which is a really pretty soft pink color. And then I have Summertime Wine, which kind of is like, you know, what it is. It's a berry wine shade. And then I have the shade Rose Latte. So these are the 4 shades that I picked, and we're gonna try them all on right now. So I'm gonna put Fuego Flush on this side. Okay, so I'm gonna dig in here. Okay, so it's got a shine to it, as you can see, but I don't really love the color of it. This might be one that I have to mix, because here's the thing. It doesn't really show up on my skin tone all that much. It's not very pigmented, if you will. I mean, I'm going in like really, you know, I'm going in and I'm getting pigment, but these are very buildable, which is a good thing. I mean, sometimes when you're dealing with cream products, it can get too much and then you're like, oh crap, I gotta, you know, so I don't mind that it's a buildable formula. I kind of like a buildable formula, but this one is definitely kind of an orange yellow on my skin tone, and I don't know that I love that. So on the other side, I'm going to put on Petal Poppin. That's a very pretty color. I like this one much more than I do this yellow one. And I will say I got more pigment out of this one than I did the yellow one. So I only had to go in twice with this pink one. With the yellow one, I went on like 4 different times. So keep that in mind. But I feel like the yellow one just kind of makes me look a little jaundiced and I'm not living for it. But this Petal Poppin is really pretty. Okay, so I cleaned my face off. I am fresh faced with foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the shades Summertime Wine and Rose Latte. So I'm gonna start with Summertime Wine. I've cleaned off my brush. It doesn't look like it, but you know. And this one looks pretty pigmented. So I'm gonna go in kind of gently. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so that's one dip of the Summertime Wine. And I'm gonna go in a little bit more so you guys can see. So this one is also very pigmented. Of course, I would never wear it like this, but I want you guys to see what the colors are. So I'm kind of layering them as I go. Pretty color though, especially once you put powder over top of it and kind of just blend it all in. So I'm gonna wipe the brush off and now I'm gonna go into Rose Latte, which this one was the one that I was most excited about. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hopefully it's my favorite color, we'll see. Okay, so I do believe that this is my favorite color. This one I feel like probably matches my skin tone the best out of all of the ones that I've used so far. I think the Rose Latte personally for me will be the one that I use out of them all. Okay, so I wanted to pop back on camera before I get into my final thoughts, and I wanted to use these like I normally would. So when I was trying them all on, those were just ways for me to kind of test the product, see how it goes on, and also to show you the shades. But now I want to apply it like I normally would in a normal makeup routine. So I took off my foundation one more time. I put it back on, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. This is a cool tone contour, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of this on my face. Now I'm not going to do my upper because I already put powder up there, and you don't want to put, you don't want to put cream over powder. It can kind of be a mess. So this is my Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. This is in the shade Fair Medium, by the way. I am a medium skin tone. I might, for the summer, I'm almost out of this. And so for the summer, I'm thinking about buying the darker shade. But this works really, really well for me. And I'm going to go over top of it with the cream bronzers. So I think I'm going to use the shade Teddy. I think Hunnie Glaze is just a little bit too warm for me. And I think it's a little bit too light for my skin. I think it's almost a little bit orange in a way. And I went in a little bit heavy-handed with it because I know that once I put powder on, it will kind of calm it down. Okay, so then I'm going to go into the cream blush, and I am going to use the shade Petal Poppin only because I'm wearing this pinky shade, and I kind of felt like this would be the best one for me to pick with what I'm wearing. Now I'm going to powder like I normally would. I'm gonna say I'm having an issue with those bronzers disappearing. So now I'm gonna use some setting spray. that's it for the application portion of the video. Let's go ahead and jump into the swatches, and then we will get into my final thoughts. So now that we've gotten through all of the price breakdowns, you guys have seen what they look like on my face, on my skin tone. By the way, I'm a medium with like a golden undertone, and you guys saw all the swatches. Let me go ahead and get into my final thoughts. Start with the cream bronzers. The cream bronzers did exactly what I was afraid they were going to do. I was afraid that they were going to go on and blend away. I have the exact same experience with the Fenty matchsticks. I don't know why, but the matchsticks just don't work that great for me. I'll put them on and I will put quite a bit on, and it will just kind of blend away if I put powder over top of it. So it does have kind of an oily texture to it. And you can kind of see that, how the oil kind of sits on top. And I think because of that, they blend away very quickly. See how that is? See how it kind of blends away? Like it's there, but then it's not. So if you are somebody that just loves cream products, this might be completely up your alley, because it does just really blend out very easily. It's very easy to build. You can build on top of it. If you don't wear powder, you will probably love this, because it's going to give you that really sun-kissed look. And especially with the summer coming, you're probably not going to wear as much powder during the summer as you do during the winter. So these are going to be that nice option to grab when you're kind of on the go, or maybe you're just wanting a little bit of makeup and you want to kind of put a little bit on and you want to go out the door, but you want to have something to kind of bring some color to your face. That's where I feel like you'll get a lot of use out of this. For those of you like me, where you're doing like a full makeup look every day, I don't know that you're gonna love these, because I do feel like they blend away, and it seems like once you put powder over top of them, they're gone. So I think that these are good, but I think they're only going to be good for certain makeup looks. I don't know that this is just going to be a product that I will use on an everyday regular basis, if that makes sense. So I think it's going to be great for those of you that don't wear a lot of powder, and you wear a nice foundation and you want just to kind of warm up your cheeks, but you don't want the powder look, then this is going to be a great option for you. But if you're like me and you like to kind of buff and put a little bit of powder over top, keep in mind that they kind of do buff away a little bit, but I still think they're really pretty. I think the shades are really pretty as far as the bronzers go. I feel like, it does have a nice tone to them. They're not going to be something that I use every day, but I'll probably use them most in the summer. I feel like this is going to be a product that I will pick up mostly during the summer. But let me move on to the blushes. I had really, really high hopes for these blushes. When I use this from Honest Beauty, I have to go in very light, because this is very pigmented. This is gonna last me a long time, because this is so pigmented that I like to go in just a little teeny bit, and what I grab on the brush, I put on both sides, okay? So this is so pigmented, this is gonna last me twice as long. So this shade in particular, I think is just not my thing. You saw it in the image. I felt like it made me feel a little yellow, little jaundice. This is what I was thinking. I love the shade in my blush palette from Scott Barnes. This Mango Fizz. I love this shade. I like to put this over top of some of these pinks, because it gives it almost a peachy look, but in a very soft way. I don't know what it is about that yellow. So I feel like this yellow is going to be a great product to put over top of one of these shades. I feel like this will be a good mixer shade, but I don't think this shade is good alone. Now, full disclosure, I have not watched any other videos. I've not watched any reviews. I have stopped myself from watching anybody's opinion on these products, because I really wanted to keep my opinion my own. So keep that in mind throughout this entire video. I don't know how anybody likes these. I haven't even looked at reviews on Sephora. This is a product that I feel like is going to be a good mixer shade. So I will I'll obviously I'm going to keep it and I will use it as a mixer. Yeah. Here's my thing. If you have not bought these yet, I recommend the Honest Beauty. I do. If you have not bought the cream blushes from Fenty Beauty, I recommend, if you're interested, I recommend buying the Honest Beauty one. I think this is just as good of a formula, and I feel like they're more pigmented and they're way cheaper, way more affordable than the one from Fenty. Now, if you've already bought the ones from Fenty, I think you're going to enjoy them. If you love a natural creamy blush, I think you're going to enjoy them. I think they're really beautiful. Some shades you have to build, but I think it's okay. And, you know, I don't have a problem with it. If you're in the market to buy a cream blush, I would recommend the Honest Beauty before I would the cream blushes from Fenty. There's a lot of options out in the market, and, you know, you already know that you're paying a lot of money for these. And so like I said, if you got these and you already ordered them, I think you're going to love them. I think they're really beautiful and I think they apply beautifully. I think you're going to be seeing me use these quite frequently because I'm getting to the point where I'm really starting to enjoy cream blushes. So you're going to see me use these a lot. But do I recommend them over the Honest Beauty? No. Do I think they're a better formula than Honest Beauty to justify the price increase? No, I think the Honest Beauty is probably a little bit better of a formula just because it's a little bit more pigmented. And I feel like it's going to last a little bit longer. Therefore, you get the better bang for your buck, if that makes sense. So that's it. That's my full review on these. I hope that this review was helpful for you guys. I wanted to really give you as much information as I possibly can, especially on a first impressions. And, you know, so you guys can make a good buying decision. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.